The Lady of the Fountain. So Cainan, Owain, and Kay are all sitting around, and Cainan tells his story where he's walking through the woods and he comes upon a castle of 24 damsels, and these damsels feed him food never beyond before seen. And after he eats the food, he moves on to the fountain, where he finds a bowl of water that he must throw on a slab, and this causes it to rain and thunder, and the Black Knight appears. Now, he battles the Black Knight and loses, but Owain gets a great idea that he's going to do this journey that Cainan took. So yet again, he goes through the woods and he comes upon the castle of 24 damsels. And these damsels give him food beyond measure, food that he's never seen before, and it's delicious. He loves it. And after he eats the food, he moves on to the fountain, where he finds a bowl of water that he must throw on the slab, which causes it to rain and thunder, and the Black Knight appears yet again. And they battle, but Owain, this time, he lands a devastating blow to the knight, and this causes Owain to be called the winner. So he moves on to the castle of the Countess, but the portcullis, it just happens to fall on his horse, and it dies. So he meets Lund at the gate, and Lund gives him a ring to conceal him. And this ring, it conceals him from the guards that are going to come try to capture him. So Lund goes to the Countess and asks if she can go to the court of Arthur and find her a new knight to guard the fountain. But instead, she decides to come back with Owain. Now, while back at King Arthur's court, King Arthur, Gawain, and Kay all go on the same journey again, because it's been 3 years and Owain's been missing. So they come to the castle of 24 damsels. And yet again, these damsels give these men food beyond measure, and after they eat the food, they move on to the fountain, where there is a bowl of water that they must throw onto the slab, and it rains and thunders. And Owain appears, but they don't know it's Owain. So Kay is battling Owain, but Kay loses. So then Gawain takes over, and he still doesn't know it's Owain, and they battle it out for 3 days. And on the second day, the lances break, and they happen to crack, and that's when they recognize each other, and they go to the Countess and ask if Owain can go back with the men for 3 months. But instead, he's gone for 3 years. A handmaiden of the Countess then decides to come and takes a ring from Owain, calling him a deceiver, and he starts to wander aimlessly until he gets his act together, and he finds a black lion, which he saves from a serpent. Owain cuts the serpent into 2. So these Lion and Owain come upon the cave, and Lund is stuck in. She's been sentenced to be burned because she vouched for Owain that he would come back to the Countess when he never did. So Owain locks the Lion in the cave when 2 youths come to capture Lund and burn her. But as they're fighting, the Lion happens to break free from the cave and kills the 2 youths. Now they take Lund back to the Countess, and Owain asks the Countess to rejoin him, and they live happily ever after at King Arthur's court.
This is the end.